Let's go.
It's your back, it dey keep passing. It dey bring out the best thing. I dey feel your recipe. Make you give me that recipe. Fine, fine. Yeah, you fine. You so divine. I dey feel you die.
What's up, people? We got a new episode of Awesome Entertainment. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. star is talking mad shit, and I like it. Let's go in. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. star says she should have been in poorly received Marvel show Secret Invasion. Even though they're not considered canon, it would have probably been better. Honestly, she's right. She's 1000% right. This is the issue with Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion, so I have this theory, I have a saying that I always say. Great idea, terrible execution. So Marvel has this thing where like, oh, that was a bad idea, we shouldn't have did that. No, it was a great idea. You just executed the show terribly. Now, there were some things in Secret Invasion that I did like. I didn't hate the show as much as everybody else, but I did feel like the entire thing was written by AI. Like the dialogue was very, very weird. Like after episode 3, it felt like it was created by AI. And I know the intro was definitely AI. They admitted that. So it felt like the dialogue was written by AI. But what y'all should have did with Secret Invasion is that should have been the Avengers movie. That should have been the next Avengers movie. That is a global event. Aliens have shown up. They can shapeshift and they're disguising themselves as our beloved superheroes, as our Avengers. That's an Avengers movie. That should have been what Sam Wilson's movie should have been. Him putting together the Avengers while ciphering through, or I don't know if that's the right word, while filtering through who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull. He could use his human intuition because they're not going to give him no superpowers or whatever. But that should have been, Captain America Secret Invasion or Avengers Secret Invasion. That should have been the next Avengers movie. That's where y'all should have started. It should have never been a TV show. An event like Secret Invasion, doing it for them cheap-ass Disney Plus shows is a terrible idea. You didn't have the money to put to make that shit good, nor did you have the right ideas. But adding these Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stars would have been dope. One of the things, the most underutilized aspects of Marvel is the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up and there's a group of people. You should have had, Sky or Mac or somebody in the suit with the shades on as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Ward, you know what I'm saying? We're like, what timeline is this? When Coulson pulls up as, Agent Coulson in Marvel and MCU, if he had Ward behind him in a couple of, movies, that would be cool. That's what, either way, y'all messing out. So let's see what Chloe Bennet has to say. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. star Chloe Bennet has responded to fans thinking she should have been part of Marvel's Secret Invasion and joked it might have made the maligned show better. We are not considered canon, even though we are, Bennet said during an appearance at DragCon. I agree that I should have been in Secret Invasion. It would have probably been better, she quipped. And that whole they not canon thing, I get it, but the way I view Marvel sometimes is like everything is kind of a different universe. Like you don't actually know exactly what universe everything is. I feel like they should have planted that seed a long time ago. So you can follow the storylines, you can understand why certain people made certain decisions or they made their moves the way they did. But it could always be a different universe and say in this universe you die and in the next universe you still alive. So we can keep it thugging, but I guess that's too complicated for some people. Anyway, Bennett played Inhuman hacker turned S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Daisy Johnson in all 7 seasons of the series, which ran from 2013 to 2020. Also known as Quake, she has the ability to manipulate vibrations and create earthquakes. Secret Invasion, meanwhile, aired in 2023 on Disney Plus and starred Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn as Nick Fury and Talos as they attempt to uncover a Skrull conspiracy to take over the world. The show was poorly received by both critics and viewers. It has critic score of 53 and an audience rating of 43%. Damn. Man, and that was one of the issues I had. If you watch the Captain Marvel movie, the best parts of the Captain Marvel movie was Nick Fury and Talos. I'm talking about the first one. Talos was hilarious in the first one. And then suddenly he has a completely different personality. Then I get some tragic shit happened to the character. I'm not going to knock that. But he has a completely different personality in Secret Invasion. It's like, that's kind of the flavor of the character. You made him a comedic character, and now he's not a comedic character. It definitely ruined the show. At the time of the show's release, fans were upset that Bennett's Daisy didn't make an appearance, especially in the season finale. In the comics, Daisy and her secret warriors were recruited by Nick Fury to combat the Skull threat, but the show didn't go down that road. And you wonder why the show sucked. Like, it doesn't. It's written right there in the comics. The recipe, you have the cookbook, you have the recipe, and you're like, let's throw that away and let's make our own recipes, and you're serving up slop. That doesn't make any sense. It's wild. Next up for the MCU is the new miniseries Wonder Man, which follows Yahya Abdul-Mateen 2 as he debuts on Disney Plus this December. Look, man, I read some of the comics. I like Wonder Man. Honestly, immediately when I read the Wonder Man comics. But, I mean, obviously he wasn't a black dude. So I don't understand why you have to make some... Just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm going to like the character because he's black. A lot of y'all right. A lot of the characters, y'all don't even put enough effort into the black characters to make anybody like them, let alone black people. I like the Punisher. It doesn't have anything to do with race. It doesn't have anything to with religion or anything like that. I just like the motherfucker's attitude. That's half the battle. Like, half of relating to a character is just liking their attitude in a certain situation. I don't even have to act like that character. A lot of times I like the extreme villains like the Green Goblin, but I also like Captain America too, like the super noble hero. It's the character. It has absolutely nothing to do with skin tone. They could have left Wonder Man white. The fact that he's black, I don't hate it. I don't hate it because he's kind of a no. I mean, people don't know who the fuck Wonder Man is. They know Wonder Woman is. They don't know Wonder Man. So I'm not tripping on the race swap, but it's really not necessary. Brody is a great actor. I liked him as who's that dude in Manta? Black Manta. He plays Black Manta in the DCU. So he did his thing. He did his thing in that. So I ain't really mad at him. I'm glad he get his chance. But I mean, it's a Disney Plus show. You once again, you made a high-powered character, a character who has crazy powers, who should be on display, which would cause a lot of special effects, a lot of money, and you put it in a cheap Disney Plus show. So I'm probably thinking it's gonna be trash, like everything else. But I do like Wonder Man. I do like the character, so I'll give that a shot. I'll give that a shot. I ain't watched Ironheart yet. I'm gonna wait to see. I probably won't watch it at all. Anyway, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's get to the comments. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. diehards like myself will always consider the show canon. Facts, me too. It had a tie-in to the main mainline MCU. My personal favorite, and many overlook this, is that Coulson's team in season 2 that got the intel where Strucker and Loki's scepter was. In turn, Coulson relied on the intel to Maria Hill, which relayed to the Avengers. Look, man, those are the small tie-ins they should have kept. That was one of the issues with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is that they kind of stopped tying it into what was happening in the MCU, which is fine. I like that they're grounded and doing their own thing. You could have did a little bit better job tying it in. I'll say this, man. I really wasn't rocking with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the first season. The first season was, it wasn't really good at all. But it turns up. Season 2 is all right, but season 3 is where they got shit right. Hive, Ward/Hive, and then after that, Madam Hydra. Those were some villains right there. Those were some live action villains that took the storyline to the next level. They did Ghost Rider right. I like Ghost Rider. He would show up and he would burn the shit out of somebody every episode. I like that. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They did their thing, man. That's an underrated TV show. What was the one with Peggy Carter, Agent Carter? I ignored that shit whenever it came out. Ain't nobody want to watch no Agent Carter. I went back and watched later. That show was fire. That show was heat. One of the best shows they did because it was grounded, but they still kept that supernatural element in the past. They really did a great job with that show. Bring that shit back. That's a good one. Anyway, another she's right. The character was more interesting than every female character introduced since Infinity War. Is there I wouldn't say every character. I liked Xiaoling. You know I like Xiaoling from Shang-Chi. She was interesting and she kicked ass and they didn't do too much with her. I liked there was one more I like. Yelena is cool. I like Yelena. They do make her cry a lot, and it's starting to get annoying. But she was funny. I loved her in Hawkeye the first time. She was all right in the Thunderbolts. I liked her in Black Widow. So you know she's hitting on 2.5 out of 3. She's killing it. But yeah, I would definitely put her over every other character that they've introduced, other female character they've introduced since Infinity War. Yeah, I can't think of any more else because Wanda was already introduced. Black Widow was already introduced. I wouldn't put her over them, but they're already in there. Y'all gotta bring in Storm, man. Why are we wasting our time with the female version of Hawkeye or the knockoff? You know what I mean? The female version of Thor. Like, bro, where's Storm? Where is the real people you can make some bread off of? Let's see. It was basically Nick Fury, the TV show. They even showed him suiting up in his trademark eye patch like it was Tony Stark putting on his latest suit. It was horrible. That's not horrible. I like a Nick Fury TV show, but give him some action. One of the things that was really fucked up about Secret Invasion was Nick Fury was old as hell. He was walking around limping. They like, he ain't what he was, da 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 da. I was like, why he got it? Why can't we get him kicking ass first before you show us his old ass retirement? You know what I mean? Like limping around and he can't handle shit like he used to. But then y'all turn around in the very next movie, The Marvels, he young again. He got no more gray hair. He ain't limping no more. I'm like, bro, get your timeline together. Get your timeline tight, bro. Y'all tripping, Karma. Sorry, she has had so much plastic surgery since S.H.I.E.L.D. that no one would ever known it was here anyway. Totally overdone. Just look at before and after pictures and know what I mean. Why? Wow, you're kidding, right? You weren't kidding. Why is right? No, go away, dumb. That's crazy. I don't think she might have surgery. A lot of people do, but she looked the same to me. That don't matter. Y'all be putting too much emphasis on people's looks anyway. That's why they go get surgery. Either way, man, yes, Chloe Bennet is 1000% right. The show would have been better with her. You should have put Mac in it. You should have put Yo-Yo in it. It really should have been. That could have been an event, man. That should have been the Avengers movie. Y'all should have brought, if you want to start the whole multiverse and introducing characters from other universes and other shows, you should have brought in the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Could have had Sam Wilson working with the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. trying to find the Avengers or who the real Avengers were and put together a real team. That should have been y'all show. That should have been y'all movie. It shouldn't have been a show. Shows are too cheap for high level, heroism. We need TV shows for grounded stuff. Punisher, Daredevil. Those are TV shows. Keep them grounded. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But when it gets fantastic, when we talking Secret Invasion, movie. I feel like y'all need to redo Secret Invasion 2, man. Y'all ain't kill all the Skrulls, man. Revisit it. Make it an Avengers movie. Get it right. Do it right. You didn't watch the whole video. I told you what to do. Just listen to me. Either way, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. I'm out.
Don't play with my patience. Man, they gone with the flow when they trying to fake it.
That's not the way I roll, that's not the combination. You start off with the dough before you start the conversation. No one start the salutations, man, don't play with me. I'm coming from a place they would hate to be. I'm going through a phase you would hate to see. They say this life's a trip, ain't no telling where it's taking me. When you on the edge and you make your next move, better be your best. Before you throw it to the depths, better reinvest. Man, I count every moment and count every step, so I know I'm blessed. Now it's